It's not a conventional car launch because it's not just a car that's been launched. There's also a whole new concept that's arriving into the market. At least that is the pitch from MG Motor India. Let's get more on that from Rajeev Chaba, who doesn't need an introduction.
Hi.
Old
Thanks, Siddharth. Thanks
Good to see you.
Right.
Congratulations first, of course, on the arrival of the Windsor, but you heard what I said there.
Right.
It's not just about the car. So let's start with the car. Why this car? Why now?
So actually this car frankly optimizes the shape, functionality, convenience and comfort we feel. The size of the car is around 4.3 meters, but inside space is as big as Hector to 2.7 meters. You know, it comes with a good battery, 350 kilometers approximate range, which is not certified yet, but we should be getting it. And the comfort of a sofa, business class kind of seats, safety features, 6 airbag standard, and infotainment. You know, the whole connected car features, we have taken iSmart or internet inside concept to a next new level. And also we have joined hands with Jio, so a lot of streaming can be done, OTT you can watch when you're not driving in safe conditions. So all that stuff. But more importantly, I would say is the concept of owning this EV. You know, so we are saying that if your budget is around 10 lakhs of rupees, you can own this car. And that's why we have split the car as one asset class to two. We have said you can buy this car at an initial price of 9.99 lakhs and you have to pay for battery. And the battery in one simplistic solution is around 3.5 rupees per kilometer. So if you drive 1,000 kilometers a month, you have to pay 3,500 rupees per month for the battery. And then you pay for the charging. Charging is approximately 1 rupee. So actually to own the battery and to run the car, for charging the car, you pay only 4,500 rupees per month for 1,000 kilometers. Equivalent, if you have any petrol car, you may spend anywhere between 7,000 to 10,000 rupees.
Yeah. And then, of course, the sort of EMI component for the car is then separated out.
Right. So that is equivalent to 10 lakhs of rupees, any car, right? And then people also, you know, in EV especially, they have doubts and skepticism about the warranty of the battery and stuff like that. So we are saying, hey, as long as you are owning this car, it's a lifetime warranty on the battery. And then some people have doubts about the residual value because they say EV residual value is probably lower than ICE. So that myth also we are trying to bust by offering them. It's same as ICE, which is approximately 60% in 3 years.
Now, here's the thing. Let me ask you the sort of devil's advocate question.
Yeah.
This new concept, that is going to require some explaining, first to your own dealers, then of course to the customers. It's going to require certain convincing. There's going to be different versions of these models. I mean, you could have someone who says, hey, I just want the ex-showroom price and I just want to pay for the whole car. Given that, would you have been better off or would it have been easier with an SUV body style, given how hot they are?
Who said change is easy, Siddharth? Right, so we have taken that journey.
We're taking on two challenges
change management
at the same time.
But to your point, you're right that some customers will say, hey, I don't want to pay for battery separately and car separately, so you give me one price. So it means we need to declare the ex-showroom price. And by the way, as per law, in any case, we need to do that for insurance and all. So before the formal booking start on 3rd of October, we will declare the ex-showroom price. But this concept, at least we are trying to address the mindset of the consumer that for this car, you know, if you thought you have to pay 15 lakhs or 20 lakhs, no. If your budget is 10 lakhs of rupees, you can own this car. And as Parth was saying in some other interaction earlier in the presentation, that we want to take it to tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. It should not be only tier 1.
So, and then the point about a butch SUV shape versus a new shape?
See, again, the thing is, if you have to optimize the footprint of the car, the envelope of the car, and give the maximum space outside, optimum space, the envelope size outside. I mean, this is a great shape. Yeah, this is basically we are saying it's a crossover, which is a combination of sedan and an SUV. People may have their own preferences, and we have SUVs that is EV anyway, if suppose some people want to go for pure SUV. So I think it's one of the choices made available, and this is part of growing the market and evolution of the market.
And growing your portfolio.
Growing our portfolio, yeah.
You know, the idea of the whole battery as a service and this proposition that you're going to obviously explain to people as we go over the next few months. I know I asked you this earlier as well, and so I get that you'd look to see the feasibility of bringing that to your other EVs as well. For a car like the Comet, where people saw that sticker price and thought, hey, that looks like a deterrent, wouldn't it be perfect for that?
You're so right.
It down?
You're so right. So as you said, when we are starting this, the traditional the finance companies still have not probably bought into this idea, but they're getting through this, and they are probably going to have this. We have tied up with certain NBFCs to start with, and we are following it up with the bigger companies to accept this idea. And I'm very sure they are going to accept it. Also, I feel that other car manufacturers also will join the bandwagon, and my favorite is like mutual fund sahi hai. If other players also join in the same concept, it's like EV sahi hai concept, or that movement can come in this car. For the other portfolio cars, like you said, Comet and all, by the same logic, I think we definitely would evaluate, but it's not that easy. We have been working since last 3-4 months to tie the loose ends in the back end. So I think we are open to the idea of extending this to other cars in future.
So it's likely to happen. Logic says it should happen. Let's talk about what's happening in the market. The pressure remains. Of course, the market still remains pretty strong in terms of projected growth. You've also mentioned that EVs for you in specific sort of part of your portfolio have actually done really well for the first 7 months of this year. What's the space after this that you need to fill as MG?
Right. So, that way I think our EVs, two EVs, Comet and ZSEV are pretty good compelling propositions to consumers. And I'm happy to say that, if you look at the numbers of first 7 months, our EV sales have gone up by 52% against whatever the industry, numbers are. So 52% is a damn good growth. Now, with the addition of a third car, we feel that more than 50% of our sale would happen through the EV portfolio. So with this car, as you can imagine, we are trying to attract a lot of naysayers, fence-sitters, and we are trying to attract ICE customers through this car, right?
Yeah.
So we hope that if we are able to convince customers, educate customers, counsel customers, then I think we will increase the pie. And as I think you alluded to, the biggest challenge is that how do we train our own sales force? How do we train our own employees to talk about this concept? Like today, we have started this journey. It's going to be a little bit tough, I would say, but I think this is the right concept. Everyone, at least here today, I would like to feel everybody has understood. So as we speak, the training program has started because we couldn't have declared the price earlier. So the training program has started. In the next few weeks and all, I hope we'll be able to start convincing the customers.
It'll only get better, right?
Right.
Let's hope everybody here has understood.
That's a good point.
One quick thing about what's been said also, that every 5-6 months you'll have like a new vehicle come to the market. Does that include facelifts? Firstly, just to clarify.
No, we are talking about the new vehicles.
In that sort of momentum, given that you're looking at being fairly aggressive with your market introductions, the role of new energy vehicle as a category is something that you're also saying that you want to sort of focus on. So, what's happening with hybrids right now? There's a policy confusion around it. Conventional hybrid versus plug-in, which can be a lot more expensive. What's your view? What's the better way to go?
So I think country's priority is to stop importing fuel. And the government has made it very clear. So from that perspective, even mild hybrid does a good job of enhancing fuel efficiency.
Yeah.
So I think mild hybrid is important in that journey. Plug-in hybrid is one step closer to EV, and it's a good bridging solution towards you become full EV. And EV obviously is a great solution. So I think there should be a graded structure. We believe in that graded structure, that if somebody is giving you a better fuel efficiency and avoiding import of fuel to that extent, why not they should get a preference over normal ICE. But only thing is, EV journey is, I think, irreversible. It's inevitable, and the government has made it very clear by giving the GST structure and all that. So we want government to stick to that and don't get distracted and confused by other noise or distractions.
But would you consider conventional hybrid?
Yeah, so in our portfolio, we have conventional hybrid, we have plug-in hybrid. So all depends on the government policy and consumer choices, and we can bring that, and we are evaluating all those options as we speak.
So as things stand today, is it fair to say that mild hybrid and EV become more of a priority for you rather than conventional hybrid?
So conventional hybrid, plug-in hybrid and EV, all I think we are evaluating because we have the portfolio, and plug-in hybrid and EV defines new energy vehicle as we know globally. So I think we are going to focus on that, but even mild hybrids or conventional hybrids also definitely is in our mind, seeing what's happening in the industry.
One last question, Rajeev. Early days, in a sense, still, when it comes to the JSW involvement in the company, there has been so much talk about the Chinese ownership, what that means, how do customers view it. is it too soon to see like a positive bump coming from an Indian player being involved?
See, definitely, that's the whole idea. See, now we are an Indian company. Let's be very clear about it. The owner, 51% is Indian ownership. So from 100% foreign-owned company, we have become 51% Indian company. So that's a great step. And we are seeing a lot of value addition, a lot of synergies and positivity around the whole thing. It's too early, as you said, but we are on the right track. And hopefully, in the next few years and all, I think the way we are going to focus more on localization and not only MG India's efforts on localization, but JSW support on localizing the cell and things like that, I think people will see and appreciate.
So to be able to sort of sustain that and be self-sufficient in a way, is an IPO on the cards?
That's the next logical step, but we can't talk about it right now because we just finished our first step. But that's the next logical step, so hopefully that should happen at some point of time in future.
Right. So basically going to keep us busy, which is not a bad thing. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Siddharth.
Appreciate
Thank
the
you
time.
very much. Thanks a
All the
lot.
best for this.
Right, take care. Right, bye-bye.